Hello, I'm here. So let's play one more episode, my friends. Let's play. Continuer. Ramon's Club, episode 2. Lou tells the story of how it all happened. Let's go. Psy or psi, I don't know. Just let's read. Everything created by the United One is perfect. Only humans make mistakes. The second postulate. Advisor Viet. Their very existence poses a threat. The laws applied to humans mustn't be the same as those applied to the carriers of deformed genus. Are they even humans? Who knows? Who knows? Episode 2. Enough evidence. What? Stop it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. What are you trying to pin on me? I didn't kill anyone. Frustrated, the interrogator drummed his fingers on the table. Pin on you. So we're not having a friendly conversation. I had nothing to do with this guy, much less... Sorry, my friends. Tapped the screen. So you are telling me you don't know the man in the picture? I do, but Lou adamantly told him. I didn't kill anyone. Mademoiselle Reed, I'm not your enemy. I'm acting in your interests. Let me help you. You don't deny that you know him. There are witness testimonies confirming that you left Platypus together. Yes, we did. Good. So you spent some time together and 24 hours later you committed the murder, right? The interrogator's tone became compassionate. Maybe you did it in self-defense or it was an accident? Tell me the truth, and I will try to ensure that things turn out as well as possible for you. I will report that you cooperated with the investigation. They will find out anyway. He spent the night at my place after we left Platypus. He left in the morning. I haven't seen him since. So you had intimate relations. I don't remember. She frowned. Gathering her thoughts was difficult. It probably had to do with the psi inhibitor they had injected her with right as they apprehended her. Can I have some coffee? How was he killed? Why would I kill anyone? How was he killed? Why am I a suspect? Mademoiselle Reed. He smirked unkindly, shaking his head. You shouldn't tell. Are you trying to come up with a narrative that would justify this? Or are you hoping an inquisitor will come in here and take you away? The man leaned forward sharply, making the chair legs screech across the floor. Do you think that's going to be better for you? Do you know what the Inquisition will do? You will spend the rest of your life changed up in a factory mine, pushing the press for Lucy synthetic meals. Todd, proud, it won't matter down there. The isolation does its work on everyone. Eventually, you will be so desperate to hear another human voice that you had to do anything. But most likely, they will hand you over to perform experiments on Mademoiselle Reed. They have performed vivid sections on psionics before. Laying on a cold steel table, split down the middle like a frog in a biology exhibit while still alive. Do you want that? That's colorful. Have you tried your hand at writing? She repeated. Why am I a suspect? We found a gun with your fingerprints. The victim was shot with this gun. God damn. Shit. There's no talking my way out now. I'm in deep. Tell me what happened and I will see what I can do for you. Do for me? Won't you send me to the prison? To prison? Technically, it's the court that sends people there. But for one thing, prison is better than a lab table or correctional work for the church. That's my opinion. He's trying to scare me. The church can send people to prison too. He produced his cigarettes and lit one up. Secondly, there are different systems. Sentences. Where did you get the gun? The corpse called the same evening. Lou tapped the green circle on her phone. Hello? Mademoiselle Reed? Yes. You candidacy to join the assistant corps has been approved. Tomorrow, an hour before noon, you need to collect your documents and complete your orientation for the internship. Yes, for swears. When you complete the internship, you will take an oath of service. Lou wrote down the address and noted at her phone. I see, thank you. She walked over to the kitchen unit, pulled a bag of leftover food passed from the refrigerator, and put it in the microwave. It tasted mediocre, but it was made from natural ingredients. Lou closed her eyes and sighed. The corpse. I'm in the corpse. If they hadn't accepted me, I would have had to eat synthetic tomorrow. She went to her pull-up bar and did a pull-up. After taking a shower and eating, she picked up her phone again and typed in a message. Come to Platypus at 10. Drinks on me. I wonder if Jonas will come. The healer might deliberately refuse to drink in celebration of her new job. Or he might simply be busy at the hospital. Lou sent the message to all her friends except Kiddo and put on some clothes. Alright. Why? I love this zip-up jumpsuit. I like these kind of clothes very much. So the bike stayed home again. Oi, I don't like my hair. Let's change them. The air smelled sour. Drunken voices were arguing somewhere. A police siren rushed by several blocks over. A drunk addict was dragging her hair through mud, her body doubled over. Lou stepped over a stinking pile of trash. It all was too familiar to provoke disgust in her. the outskirts of the old city, which the locals called Termitory. Most of it had been built in the first years after the genetic storm on old foundations. The rest of the building had actually remained standing from the olden times. Deep basement, thick walls, labyrinthine sewers. It had been safer to wait it out there. The large new apartment blocks and the superstructures built over industrial complexes appeared later. Newbury's was growing, turning around. Slowly they created the center, well cared for, bright, different, the Victor's world, a pure one. It turned out to be expensive and difficult to clean up the old district that had given birth to the city. But people and small factories remained here. Termitory survived. Not even the United One knew what these shabby streets were hiding. Secret passages and chambers, catacombs, a headache for the police. They had raided the district many times without anything to show for it. Even if they busted a gang or a clandestine laboratory, new ones would crop up to replace them overnight. Termitory was big. The inhabitants still found rooms with dozens of bodies walled up with it. After the storm, people tried not to go outside. They had buried their dead the best way they could. Lou was nearly at Platypus when she heard a woman's loud scream. A commotion was coming from a side alley. The psionic ran toward the sound. Do you always behave like that? Like what? Poking your nose into people's business when you hear a suspicious scream from an alley? No. I don't know what to tell you. A woman screaming in a bad neighborhood. What should I think? I was going surfing the corpse. A woman screaming in a bad neighborhood. What should I think? Just bailing. I couldn't do that. People do exactly that all the time. Well, they are scumbags. Suppose I believe you. What happened next? Two shadows were moving in the dark. The dim street light was blinding Lou. She could only make out that one figure was much bigger than the other. Help! Her scream was cut short. Hey! There was no reaction. Lou tried to distract the attacker with telekinesis. Some choices have time limits. Think quickly. Break the sign, team a dumpster over. Boom! The rusty dumpster banged against the wall, scattering garbage around the struggling people. The man didn't flinch, gripping the woman's arm tightly. Ow! Hey, asshole! Lou took a step forward and something heavy clattered under her foot. She looked down. Gone. Pick it up. Get off her! Using psi abilities against people without authorization was a punishable offense. It was the first time Lou had ever held a gun. She aimed high so that she wouldn't hit anyone. Bam! Hello, Banana Fish, welcome. The shot ended up being much quicker than she expected. The bullet ricocheted off a vent peep above the dimly lit silhouettes and cracked a window in the apartment opposite. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. How are you? I'm playing Romance Club. The woman broke away and ran further into the valley. Lou rushed the opposite direction. I shouldn't go to Platypus right away, not after firing a gun. She forced herself to walk a block away so that she didn't attract any attention. Happy to hear that. As she walked, she whipped the gun down and threw it into a dumpster. Her hands were shaking slightly, either from adrenaline or fear. Lou opened the door to her apartment, already wishing she had walked past the alley. Calm down. If someone called the police every time there was a gunshot intermediary, there wouldn't be enough cops to go everywhere. And who even heard it anyway? The gun was quiet for some reason. Trying to calm down didn't work. What if they called after all? And that broken window too? Shit, right before my internship. The phone in her pocket fluttered, barbling softly. I'm fine, I'm playing a game. She glanced at the screen and read Dogon's message. Where are you? She answered aloud. In hot water. Then she texted. Force majeure, don't wait, tell you later. It was dark in the alley. Even if someone saw something, they wouldn't have seen my face. It was sound reasoning, and that was helping. Just in case I shouldn't show up around there for a couple of days. Her phone buzzed again. Problems? She texted back that everything was okay and started changing. Something was making Lou slightly uneasy. She felt that she had seen the silhouette of the man in that alley before, but where? In the morning, her routine was interrupted by a persistent knock at the door. Who is there? It's very long to say. I will post this video to my YouTube and you will have an opportunity to rewatch the stream and you will understand what is this novel about. It was foolish to believe that Dogon might have come to check on her, but she really wanted to. Police! She grabbed her hoodie and opened the door. I didn't really get a good look at him. Maybe it wasn't this K of yours. A random gun saving a random stranger. Do you really expect me to buy this story? The gun must have belonged to one of them. Why didn't you report what happened to the police? I was shocked at first, then, damn it, I was scared. Of what? Of getting kicked out of the corpse. Who knows who those people were? They might have connections. So I panicked. I got rid of the gun. But if I know you'd try to pin a murder on me. The interrogator slammed his fist on the table, startling Lou. Enough! You were there that night. You had been seen together before. Your fingerprints are on the gun that inflicted the victim's wounds. Wounded? But you said Monsieur Stone died in the hospital. It's a murder. And if you won't tell me the truth, you will get the maximum sentence. I mean, this one is cyberpunk thriller so far. Yeah, Mirai vibes. Hello, Inspire. There is enough evidence. It was a grim situation. Lou rubbed her forehead. For God's sake, how in the world? Kay was there? He was already wanted? He must have been. I threw out the gun. Or did someone take the gun from the dumpster or shoot Kay and someone else was in the alley? Where did you find the gun? You didn't lie about that part. In a dump. The door to the interrogation room swung open. An inquisitor was standing in the doorway. Inquisitor. The psionic couldn't help tensing up. Shit. What's going on here? A murder suspect is being interrogated. According to Act 1E23, established under the Church of Unity and the Public Assembly, psionics are not under police jurisdiction. I know, but the case hasn't been handed over. Consider it handed over as of the moment I walked in here. Do you have an order? It will be delivered to your commanding officer shortly. In the meantime, may I ask what grounds you have for suspecting Mademoiselle? He gave Lou a questioning look. Read. Her fingerprints on the weapon. Excuse me? Have the police decided to ignore the fact that her prints weren't the only ones on the gun? She admitted to shoot the gun. Into the air! I shoot into the air! They both seemed to ignore her. Tell me, did you not have the time to ask the victim, or did you not have the brains? He's dead. And the dead only answered to the united one. We called the hospital and the clerk on duty said the psionic had died. Are you an idiot? Monsieur Stone is alive. He will be discharged tomorrow. Did it not occur to you that more than one psionic could wind up in the hospital near a troubled neighborhood? The other one is dead. Did he tell you who wounded him? That's enough. The Inquisition is assuming control of this case. Release Mademoiselle Reed. That will be all. Ham hesitated for a moment, then he walked to the door. Wait a second. The interrogator froze and turned around slowly, pale, his jaw tensing. Did the police inject Mademoiselle Reed with a psi inhibitor? Of course. It's a mandatory safety requirement. After my conversation with the witness, ordered her to be delivered home. The door closed behind Bernard. The inquisitor remained standing. My name is Hans Güller. I am an interrogator from the Inquisition. I strongly advise that you answer honestly and specifically. Anything else will be interpreted as obstructing the work of the Inquisition. I understand. Did you get a good look at the woman who ran away from the Monsieur Stone? No, I didn't get a good look at the man either. Was it Kay? Yes. Did you hear shots before interfering? No. Did you interfere because you believe someone wanted to harm a woman? Yes. Did you lie to the police? No. Good, that's all. You are free to go, Mademoiselle Reed. Excuse me? Is that man Kay really fine? Is that man... Will this hurt my chances of being accepted by the corpse? Does Kay know I was there? Was Kay wounded by that woman? Wounded? What? Is that man Kay really fine? He was shot. If he dies, I'll be questioned again. Giller answered in a cold voice. As I said, he will be discharged tomorrow. Was Kate wounded by that woman? Is the gun hers? You don't need that information. Mademoiselle Reed, the drug you were injected with temporarily blocks psi abilities. Its effects are often accompanied by headaches and loss of focus. I can feel it. Those sensations of discomfort will intensify as the effect begins to fade. Great. I recommend remaining at home. I'm supposed to go to the corpse. I'll contact them. Your appointment will be rescheduled for tomorrow. Thank you. Lou is saved. Lou was laying in her bed, letting it sink in. It all worked out. They let me go. When she returned home, the first thing she did was call her friends. Not to share her troubles, but mostly to calm them down. It was unusual for members of their group to lie about or hide such serious adventures. She reassured them all that she didn't need help and no one needed to take time off to check on her. Then she tried to use telekinesis. A light push and a sharp pain seized her joints. She moaned hoarsely as her back tensed. It was over quickly. After a minute, she only felt feverish, and in 5, it had passed entirely. Whatever asshole invented this should rot in hell. She wiped away a bed of sweat. All right, I'll watch some TV. She left around for the phone lying by her pillow and remembered her subscription to Pocket TV had run out. She only had standard channels which Jonas referred to as a vaccination against intelligence. The news. Almost 5% more grain than the last year. According to the Monsieur Laurier, this variant will be improved and the next modification will increase the total crop yield by another 5 to 10%. Well, we wish Monsieur Laurier's team luck. Let's move on to a less pleasant piece of news. The new production line that was launched this winter is experiencing disruptions. But we will pull through. She switched the channel. The church channel. Some people believe such a sad state of affairs can only be remedied by improving the structure of society. However, this is the most dangerous delusion. Humankind remains sick. At the very core of humanity, our genome needs healing. The words of the first vicar about the United One's greatest wisdom mustn't fade in our hearts and minds. Everything created by United One is perfect. Let us pray for our healing, for every child born to have a stable, perfect genome again. And I argue, you argue to pray for this with me just as passionately and sincerely, for humankind to return the world to its perfect form, the one that was conceived by the United One, in the name of. They have broadcast this sermon before. All sports. Passing too little, then to the left flank, high ball over the goal, and goal! What a shot! Phillips just pulled off a miracle. My God, Phillips, how does he do that? Who cares about recordings of matches that were played before the storm? culture and life. A symphonic orchestra was playing on the stage. The camera would focus on the musicians, then on a conductor with a spirited expression. Lou listened to the unfamiliar melody. It's beautiful and powerful. The concert ended and a commercial for a ballad started. They had created a special fund to review ballad in New Paris. Lou didn't have money for this kind of entertainment. She closed the app. I should clean things up. It didn't go well. Lou's head ached and she felt a wave of nausea. The moment she leaned down, a vise-like pressure squeezed her temples until her vision blurred. So far as Lou was concerned, the Inquisitor Hans Güller, who had referred to this and the earlier episode of Sensations of Discomfort, could go blow himself. Lou washed her face and returned to her bed. She dozed off. 1 second, my friends. Give me just 1 second. I need to check one thing. She woke up from thirst and could tell that her psi had begun to return. As she was chugging water greedily, someone knocked on the door. Lou jumped and cursed, then shouted, "Coming!" "Hello, Henry, welcome." It was Kido. "Hey!" She barked it in without waiting for an invitation, gave Lou a quick squeeze, and then blurted out, "You look like shit." "Hey, watch your mouth." "Right." Tina stuck her hand in her pockets before taking them out again and shaking her head slightly. "How are you feeling?" "Exactly like I look. Psi inhibitors are really something." "Those creeps, they just don't see the line. She reached into her pocket again and produced some folded banknotes. "I brought you some money." They chipped in. "Here." Jonas is getting some rest after his shift, or he had come visit too. "I told you guys I didn't need it." "So what? I'm supposed to go back and redistribute it? Figure it out for yourself." Dogon said you could give it back later if you wanted. Kido put the money on the table and started walking around the room, gesturing enthusiastically as she spoke. "No, Henry. So here is what happened. You decide you want to meet up at Platypus and text us, then never show. Then the police turn up and start questioning everyone who was in the bar at the time. You don't answer the phone. Everyone is nervous. Dogon gets word through his work that you have been detained somehow, but no one knows which precinct they are holding you in. So Toma starts walking into every station in the area. No one will tell him anything. Their compatriot's name was actually Tom, but those close to him had taken to calling him Toma, which had caught on back at the facility. Lou grimaced. Don't pace around, sit down. Kira obeyed, fiddled with a pillow, and then continued. Hello, hello. The Dogon reached out to the Inquisition about a psionic being apprehended by the police for no reason. End of story. Now tell me what actually happened. Everything is fine. She described what had happened in the barest details, trying not to draw attention to the fact that a psionic had died. Holy shit! Lou automatically cut her off. Don't swear. Kiddo pretending she didn't hear her. Why are you walking around dormitory alone with money in your pocket? Oh, come on. For one thing, you live on the edge. It's fine here during the daytime. No, not to mention, who'd do anything to me? I can blaze them. Tina really could blaze them. Even at the fifth stage, pyrokinesis looked spectacular enough to scare off petty hoodlums. Self-defense permitted for the use of psi, but if Kido were to protect a neighbor, it would be a different story. So you're really going to the corpse? I hope so. You're cool. Titogan. How are you? Tina shifted nervously. The usual. My parents are hinting that they don't have enough money, saying how lucky I am to be born like this in their family. How psionics are paid well, unlike Dad at his factory job. Lou reached out and lightly cuffed her shoulder. They may not realize how much they actually love you. It happens. At least they aren't hiding that their daughter is a psionic. Lou, do you hide who you are a lot? I mean, so people don't think you're a freak or something. No. Kira, who thinks like that? Well, I went to a salon last week to have my hair trimmed. The manager saw my brand and told me the salon was for the pure ones, that they didn't serve my kind. Bastard, in the center. Yeah, watch your mouth. I shouldn't have gone there. It's too expensive, but I was curious. When psionics graduated from the facility, they received a relocation allowance, money to get them started. Tina didn't need to spend hers on a place to stay, so sometimes she had allowed herself some fun. Almost all of Lou's allowance went toward a used motorcycle and her spacious apartment, which wasn't cheap even in dormitory. Why didn't you tell me right away? Didn't you tell me right away? Let's go. Where? To the salon. Show me where it is. Lou, don't get involved. I'm in just the mood for it. Exactly. Knowing how you deal with problems, maybe that's not the best idea. You don't like how I deal with things? I do. Your personality is just so, Hello, welcome. My personality is just fine. Anyone who has a problem with it can... It's just fine, yeah, but not everyone can handle it. Why do you want to cause a scene? You just got back from the police. Let's go. On the bike? Yes. Tina signed loudly without opening her mouth. Pfft. I don't want to. Your spare helmet is stupid. It isn't stupid, it's vintage. Then why don't you wear it? Don't ask dumb questions, let's go. Where did you even find that thing? It was free. Don't worry, no one will recognize you in it. And that is all it has going for it. Lou parked her bike outside the creatively named Beauty World Saloon and walked through the tinted glass doors. Tina followed her. Hello, can I speak to the manager? A woman approached and looked at them disdainfully. Good afternoon. How may I be of service, mademoiselle? Lou looked to Kiddo, who nodded. Yes, that's her. You might recall this girl visiting your saloon the other day. Of course. And as far as I understand, she was refused service. The manager raised an eyebrow naughtily. That's right, she is psionic. Let me ask you, what makes you think that this girl, a psionic like me, is not worthy of using the service provided here? I'm not going to explain anything to you. Why? Is that against? Lou suddenly stopped herself short, cleared her throat, and shook her head. No, this isn't working. She raised her voice so that everyone in the salon turned to look. What the fuck? Do you think you're the smartest, you modified doll? Sitting on your salon at the edge of the center, you think you are better than anyone else? How dare? Shut your mouth! What? Lou lifted her head and repeated. I said shut your mouth and listen. So you don't like psionics, huh? You must think the church singles us out for no reason? The bishops give us special consideration, but you know that they are deeply mistaken, right? No, but are you challenging Unity's policies? The Inquisition is interested in people like you. Should I give them a call? They are very sensitive to people speaking against the church. The manager's voice was stifled and hesitant when she spoke. My father is a pure one. They don't give a damn. Please don't. I assure you, mademoiselle, it's not necessary. I guess I owe you an apology. I guess. Forgive me, I was gravely mistaken. We had be happy to work with you and offer you a discount so that you come back to us again and again. Seriously? Or let us give you a small gift perhaps? Would you care to try the products used by the professional in our salon? Like that? Yes. Lou lifted the bike's kickstand and looked at Kiddo, who was smiling cheerfully. That was badass. She kept the moment you mentioned the Inquisition. Nothing would have happened. She didn't want to see, that's all. Tina shook the tube and read the label. Save bright color, looks serious. Did you hear me? The Inquisition wouldn't investigate her because of you. Yeah, so you have this important meeting tomorrow, right? Hello, welcome. We should figure out your look, strict and formal, or something bold and that highlights your shining personality. So sit down and we will figure out your hair. Sit down. Ponytail, As Jonas would say, now you can be allowed around polite society. I think it looks awesome. Thank you. Kira clearly didn't want to leave. She had probably had another fight with her parents. Since they couldn't find any food in the apartment, they ate at a cheap place nearby. When they returned, Lou offered. It's late, why don't you stay? Lou. Thank you. Tina was already asleep and Lou was staring at the ceiling. I mess up my sleep during the day. I hope they accept me. I should have the thermostat in the bathroom adjusted before I end up scolding myself. She twirled her foot a couple of times. Then she glanced at the table where the cigarettes were. I had something else to do, I think. She turned onto her side, annoyed by her sleeplessness. Trying to meet at the bar turned into such a mess, and this Bernard, but no, he is just a normal person. Her thoughts returned to the interrogation room. The conversation she had with Hans Güller was her first conversation with an inquisitor. No, it was second. Okay. Before it, all the interactions with them had been about as long as when one had offered her shades outside the course building. Yes. Lou couldn't say if Güller was a typical inquisitor. I guess so. They are supposed to be normal people after all. How did the police make such a stupid mistakes with the psionics? They aren't many of us, but it's not so few that two in the same hospitals is improbable. How could the cleric who responded to the police mix up the patients? One of them was shot and the other, was he shot too? If they were admitted the same night, there could have been a mistake. The psionics getting shot at the same time, in the same neighborhood, that had been more than a little strange. That the second one probably wasn't found in Termitory, or Bernard would have known there were two victims in his district. They were both just taken to the same hospital. It seems plausible. Are these inquisitors always so compassionate? Stay home until your psi abilities return. What idiotic thoughts. Would anyone have a lead on a good plumber? In the morning, Lou took it home before heading to the assistant's corpse. Bam bam. Riding a bike. Goddamn gone. Goddamn Bernard. If they say they are not going to accept me now. She had no doubt that Dogan would help her get into the emergency service as soon as there was an opening. But after all her talk about waiting decent money, it would be pathetic. A bike? Bicycle, yes. Not a bike. She shifted on her feet. The chaplain charged with overseeing the corpse psionic throughout the entire southeastern region of the city looked up from an open folder. Mademoiselle Reed? Yes, good afternoon. Don't stand there scuffing the floor. Sit down. I'm Narcissus Wayne. Narcissus, yes. Your direct commander. Monsieur Wayne. Of course, I was notified about the shooting. What was your main mistake? I got caught. That's right. You tried to hide the evidence of your participation and didn't wipe the fingerprints well enough. Which was stupid? Yes. It's reassuring that you understand this. It goes without saying that you shouldn't have dumped the gun at all. On the contrary, you shouldn't have taken it to the police. But you weren't officially accepted into the corps yet, so it's excusable. However, stupidity is the last thing I want to see. Now, assure me that you will be more cautious in the future and you will take this incident as a lesson. Of course, Monsieur Chaplain. I hope so. I assume you'd be good for more than simply law enforcement support. However, and I have a request to that effect. The Central District's Disorder Prevention until needs telekinetic. They serve as security monitoring events. Please remove your hand from the armrests. The upholstery is not impervious, if you must know. Lou obeyed his request wordlessly. Or was it an order? Let's suppose that the unwhipped fingerprints were due to your youth and naivety. No, not a lack of intelligence. So they are taking me? For the internship? An eagerness to assist the Church of Unity should be encouraged. The pure ones shouldn't end up in the line of fire, right? You will go to an orientation now. There, they will tell you what a member of the corps must and mustn't do. You will be instructed on the nuisance of the interaction with the police. It's fascinating. Afterward, return here to sign your papers. Their orientation took about 4 hours, during which Lou didn't learn anything of substance. All the corps rules were fairly obvious, and interacting with the police could be described in a single word: messy. The psionic was left with a strong impression that in all operations and investigations, whomever had their orders issued by the higher authority was in charge. When Lou returned to Wayne, some papers were waiting her on the table. Read and sign this. It's your contract. A standard acknowledgement of your loyalty is enclosed. She checked the information, noting her compensation with pleasure. Then Lou scanned the last pages. Indeed, there was nothing unusual. Anyone who confirmed high loyalty to the Church of Unity received certain benefits. In particular, more medical benefits, a slight tax cut, but there were also commitments. For example, going to sermons at least quarterly and participation in several church social programs. Lou didn't care much about partner control. Like all psi-carriers, her fertility was so low that she was considered sterile. But losing the right to the absolute integrity of her body was disturbing. On one hand, if you needed an organ transplant with high loyalty, you had received the operation for free. On the other, you might become a donor for someone else. Is something wrong? No, everything is fine. She had heard that no one used psionic for effect. There were plenty of common unstable ones around, and the pure ones only received organs from others like them. Dogon had confirmed his loyalty a while back for additional medical benefits. He said his work was dangerous and anything could happen. Lou took a pen and signed the document. They wouldn't even accept someone with a lower loyalty into the force. A personal request. Yes. You have a lot of time before your next medical control exam. If you can, get in early. I have to write the reports. It's a lot of paperwork. A lot to fill in. Okay. Do you have any questions left? Excuse me, are you a pure one? A psionic. So they don't appoint just pure ones to such high positions? As you can see, there are exceptions. Oh, was it difficult? It was. Are you already planning to go over my head? No, but someone has to stand in for you when you take a vacation. Humor, I appreciate it. Just don't joke with the other inquisitors. Got it. Here you go. He opened a drawer and produced a plastic card, the ID for a corpse intern. If you lose it, your contract will be terminated. Reprimands and bonus reductions will be explained after the final decision to accept you. For now, I will just kick you out and forget your name. Take it. Narcissus Wayne got up and offered Lou his hand. She mirrored his movements, shaking it. Congratulations on your commendable desire to serve, Mademoiselle Lou Reed. May the United One preserve you. She answered according to the etiquette. Indeed and thus, Monsieur Chaplain. After you complete the internship successfully, you will receive an employee badge and uniform. The chaplain looked at his watch. Just in time. Are you ready to begin your duties? Yes. You will start working with a partner. He will get you up to speed. And he will be your mentor for the internship pirate. He is about to join us. You know each other. There was a knock. The door opened. Kay? Hi. Kay will be our partner. Yoo-hoo! That was a nice game. Yeah?